done this, and normally I would have our public affairs chairman. You can spread out. You can. I should have known Andrew would cause a problem over there. You need to stretch out a little bit. Normally I would have our public affairs chairman introduce this program, but he happens to be running. Where's Lyle? Everybody see Lyle back there? Candidates, y'all see Lyle back there? He's running for school board, city school board. So we decided that he's unopposed, but we decided since he's the candidate, we were just going to let him take another role, and he is going to be your timekeeper today. So if you'll keep your eye on Lyle, he'll wave when you're getting close. Everybody gets 5 minutes. The way we do this, our idea about this was, we see all the campaign signs out on the streets, and this is all about putting a name with a face. Giving you 5 minutes to introduce yourself, explain why you're running. It's a big job, this is a big commitment, and why you want to do this, and we want to support you, and we want the community to get to know you. This is also streamed. My buddy Steve Hartline is not here today. Steve, I know you're probably going to watch this, but I think the last time we did these forums, there were over 1,000 views. So this is a good way to get your name out there and your face out there. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. And we're going to start on this side of the room. Caleb Luzader is going to go first. And
time for that.
What's that?
The rules, like just time.
Oh yeah. Again, 5 minutes. And so once you start talking, we're going to start the clock. And Lyle is your man. He'll start waving his hand when you're approaching 5 minutes, just to kind of give you time to come up with a closing comment. All right. And let me introduce Caleb. And Caleb, you're District 2?
District 2,
Seat A. Okay. And I'll pay a little bit. I thought Steve was going to be here to do all this, so I'm going to be the one. So I'm going to hand the mic off to you. And get started.
Thank you. Everybody hear me okay? There comes a point where you either step up or you stay quiet and live with it. Good evening, my name is Caleb Luzader. I'm a husband, a father, a firefighter here in Bradley County, and I'm running for District 2, Seat A. Not because I want a title, but because I believe we're at one of those moments. I was born and raised right here. I graduated from Walker Valley, go Mustangs, and like many of you, this county shaped who I am. This isn't just where I live, this is home. Today I serve full-time with Bradley County Fire Rescue, and that matters because I don't just hear about the challenges in this county, I see them. I see what happens when systems get stretched thin. I see the strain on fire, EMS, and sheriff's departments. And I see good people you depend on, working days at a time just to make ends meet. That should concern every one of us. Right now, Bradley County is becoming a training ground. We invest in people, we train them, we build them into professionals, and then we watch them leave for communities that are willing to pay them what they're worth. And that is not sustainable. It's not something we can ignore any longer. We cannot continue to run the county bare bones when it comes to public safety. Now let me be clear. I believe in fiscal responsibility. I believe every dollar should be accounted for. I believe that waste should be cut. And I believe government should operate with discipline. But discipline does not mean neglect. It does not mean underfunding the very services that protect this community. And it does not mean waiting until there's a crisis to take action. Because if we keep going where we are, that's exactly where we're headed. And this ties directly into growth. Bradley County's growing, that's not a question. The real question is, are we going to lead that growth? Are we going to let it happen to us? Are we going to let it happen to us? Because once decisions are made, once land is developed, once infrastructure is stretched, you don't always get a second chance to get it right. Right now, too often, we are reacting instead of leading. And I'll say it plainly, we cannot govern on accident. We need leadership that's thinking 1, 5, and 10 years down the road. Not just the next vote, and not just the next headline. As a commissioner, my loyalty is simple. It's to you. It's not to special interest, not backroom conversations, not political convenience. It's you. I'll show up prepared, I'll ask the hard questions, and I will not shy away from difficult conversations. Because the reality is, we have some catching up to do. But I believe this county has everything it needs to not just keep up, but to lead. I love this county, I believe in its people, and I care enough to step forward when it would have been easier to stay quiet. I'm not asking for this position. I'm taking responsibility for this moment, and if you want someone who will show up, speak plainly, and fight for this county, I'd be honored for your vote.
All right. Now we have District 2B. We have 3 candidates here today. We're going to start out with Andrew Dinsmore. Andrew, come on up.
Well, first off, I want to thank everybody for being here today with me, and I want to thank everybody for participating in what looks to be one of the best elections that we're ever going to have in Bradley County. I think we're mixed with a great set of people and a great set of individuals always running for the common good of Bradley County. So biggest thing with me, for everybody new tuning into me, I hope that you've seen some of the things I've been doing. I hope you've seen some of the things that I'm trying to accomplish. So I'm a grocer, 20 years, win with Publix, one with Food City now. So I try to stay local, I try to stay involved. I'm committed. I'm on boards, I'm working for our communities right now. I'm working on those things with us together. But the biggest thing is I want transparency. I want transparency for our district, I want transparency for the county, and I want to make sure that we're all moving in the same direction. So growth, you can't shy away from. Growth is here. Everybody loves Bradley County. I love Bradley County. Why would someone not love Bradley County? We love the city, and our relationship and the things that we do together with the city and the county are what's going to push us forward. So my mission with me is just to be me. And I try to always be transparent. I always try to go to business of being a hard worker, dependable, and for everybody watching today at home or listening to us, I promise to continue to stay that way. You know, we have first responders that need pay. We have things in the county that need to be addressed. District 2 doesn't, from the constituents that I've been talking to, they don't want a tax increase. So we have to figure out what we can do. And first off, I'm a business guy. You know, I've run a $70 million store for the past 20 years of my career with 215 associates, and that's what I do. So I try to get down, I hunt the problem out, and I work on it. So I promise that I'll be me. I promise that I'll be transparent. I promise I'll be committed to Bradley County, just like I'm committed to you right now. I'm serving currently, and I'm working to try to make things happen, and I always do. And so I hope, like I said, amazing candidates, amazing group of people. We cannot go wrong with this election in Bradley County with what we're doing. But I feel like I stand out on that piece, that I'm going to be here working hard for you with the experience that I'm bringing to the table, with the networking connections and pieces that I'm doing. And I hope to strongly get your vote on May 5th. Thank you, guys.
Terri Murray, everyone, our second candidate from District 2B.
Hi there. Thank you for the chamber for allowing us to have the opportunity to be here today. My name is Terri Murray, and I'm honored to share with you that I'm running for Bradley County Commission, District 2, CB. First, let me say how much I appreciate the work that the chamber does to strengthen our local economy, strengthen businesses, and make Bradley County such a vibrant place to live and work. Strong businesses create strong communities, and I value the role that the chamber does in playing this part. For those of you that may not know me, I've spent 43 years in Bradley County school system, and during that time, I've had the privilege of working alongside many dedicated educators, serving our students, our families, and participating in numerous and local state committees and boards across the state and local. Those experiences have shaped my understanding of this community. They've taught me the importance of listening, collaboration, and thoughtful decision-making. When you work in education for 4 decades, you learn that quickly every decision you make affects a real person, a real family, a real child, and ultimately shapes our future of this community. Bradley County has been my life, my home for all my life. I deeply care about the directions that we're headed. When Commissioner Tom Cry announced the departure of his seat, I began to prayerfully consider whether this might be the time for me to step out and take a chance in serving my community in a different capacity. I believe the role as county commission is about service, stewardship, and common sense leadership. Bradley County is growing. Growth brings opportunity, but it also brings responsibility. As we continue to welcome new families, new businesses, and new investments into our county, it is important that we plan wisely. Hear that word, plan wisely. Work together to ensure that it benefits everyone. If elected, I will focus on several key priorities. First, I supporting responsible economic growth. We want to continue attracting businesses and opportunities that strengthen our community while preserving the qualities that makes Bradley County a wonderful place to live. Second, being a good steward of taxpayers' dollars. Every dollar that this county spends comes from a hard-working citizen. And I believe that thoughtful budgeting and transparency and accountability is key. Third, listening to the people of Stickett District. Good leadership begins with listening. I want to hear from my residents, our business owners, and our community leaders about the issues that really matter to them. And finally, working collaboratively with the county works best when leaders from government, education, business, and the community work together to move ahead together. Throughout my career in education, I've had the opportunity to build relationships with people all across the county. Those relationships have taught me that this community is full of hardworking, caring individuals who want the best for the future generations. I bring to the table here 43 years of experience serving the people of Bradley County. And I believe that experience has prepared me to serve in the role with integrity and dedication. This campaign is not about politics to me. It's about continuing a lifelong love of this county to serve this county. I am retired, so I do have a little bit more time to devote to this position, and I take it seriously, folks. I am ready to serve the District 2. I would be honored to represent the people of District 2 and hope to earn your support as I begin this journey. Thank you again to the Chamber for the work that you do every day to strengthen Bradley County, and thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
Whoever you vote for, I think you're going to get a good one. However, I would say that I feel like I can do the job, and I feel like I would be good at it. I feel like I'm well qualified. Whereas, I know Andrew's been in the grocery business 20-something years, multi-million-dollar business he's run. Ms. Terri has been in the school system, serving the community for 40-something years. I'm not that candidate. I do not have a 20-year experience in one particular area. When I graduated in school, I served the United States Army as a captain for almost 5 years, managing a company of $280 million worth of equipment and 258 soldiers, and all of us made it home safe. I would also say that I've spent 12 years as a law enforcement officer, so when we talk about the needs of first responders, I'm not talking about a theoretical sense, I'm talking about I've been there, done that since. I know what it's like to have to pick up extra overtime shifts just to be able to pay for Christmas for your kids. And I want to make sure that we're doing that here. I think that Bradley County, as blessed as we are, we can do well for our first responders. We should not be losing first responders to surrounding counties because they pay more. You cannot convince me that we cannot do better for our first responders. Also, I've got a lot of family in education. My dad retired as the dean of students. I've taught at the university. We've got a lot of education in our family, and I feel strongly about education, as I still have 2 little girls, a 6 and 7-year-old. Thank you. That are in North Lee Elementary School. And so they're going to be here for a long time. And so when you talk about things that are going on up in District 2 in our area, when you come out of North Lee Elementary, you get down Sequoia to hit North Lee, the stuff that's going on right across the street will directly impact my kids and what's going on in my universe. So I care deeply about it. The other thing is, I am a fiscal conservative. I am not for raising taxes if we don't have to raise taxes. I do think that if we can afford to make changes to our budget, or we can make changes here or there to supplement some of those other issues, we should do that. I really believe that it's always good to do an audit. And I've got older kids. I've got a 23-year-old who's in the Navy up in Yorktown, Virginia right now at the Naval Weapons Station. I've got older kids that are living in the area. And when they were growing up, I found it best to probably audit their budgets on a regular basis, because it was amazing how much money gets spent at Local Beans, and they don't know until you point it out to them. So these are things that we needed to do, and I think that we as a county can do. Now, I've got the I Love Me wall in my office with all my degrees and things like that, but I don't think that that's what makes me most qualified. The fact that I have a law degree, doctorate in ministry, a master's in theology, and all these great things. What makes me qualified to do this job is because I love this area, and I want to represent this area well. And I've caught a lot of flack from some folks when I say I'm not concerned or interested about other districts other than District 2. When I say that, I mean this, that District 2 is my priority, and I will not ever be concerned with doing something that would hurt District 2 for the benefit of another area. District 2, I will always put District 2 first. So I'm asking for your vote, but again, not to take away anything from anybody else, because I think these are all phenomenal people, but I think I can do the job, and I think I can do it well. Thanks.
Me to have to stand up here and do this. I'm not a real good public speaker, but I'm me. Anyway, so my name is Tommy Anderson. For those that don't know me, some of you may know me as Big Tom. People ask me all the time in the restaurant, they're like, why have you decided to run for county commission? First off, I love our county. I love our people. I love our schools. Bradley County is the only place that I've ever lived. I grew up here. I graduated from Bradley Central High School. Go Bears. Fell in love here to my beautiful wife, Sabrina. High school sweethearts. We have raised 3 kids here. And now we have 3 grandkids and 1 on the way. here, right here in Bradley County. And I've started a business here. And I will probably, hopefully, a long time from now, die here. I love Bradley County, and I want to serve and help as many of our residents as possible. Second, I was tired of seeing the voice of these citizens unrepresented in local government. I'm not a politician. I'm a business owner who wants to bring common sense, fiscal responsibility, and the will of the people back to county government. When I was mulling over this run, I realized what would become the mission of my candidacy. It is time for a change in Bradley County, and I vow to be a part of that change. We have some big challenges facing our community. My key positions are simple. First, I want more transparency on the spot zoning and annexations that have become rubber stamped over the last decade in our county. We have Bradley County property owners waking up one morning only to find out that they now belong to the city of Cleveland. And how do I know this? Because it happened to my house. Second, I think it is embarrassing that our county's first responders are paid as miserably as they are. We need to stop talking about giving our deputies, firefighters, and EMS workers a raise and actually do it. We may never be able to equate their pay to their sacrifice because God knows they sacrifice a lot. These guys are, most of them, firefighters and EMS, are away from their families 24 hours at a time. They deserve better. They deserve competitive wages. Third, I want overall fiscal responsibility and transparency. I'm a business owner, like I said. For those that don't know, my wife and I own Big Tom's Backyard Grill and Bar right here in Cleveland. The former site of Jenkins Deli. It was where our first date was, almost 33 years ago. And we now own it. You know, may have been the craziest decision of our lives, but here we are. I want to bring business sense to county government instead of the good old boy system we have endured far too long. Decisions made in the dark, budgets introduced and not fully or publicly discussed. If you elect me, know that I will make sure that these decisions, the ones that affect your pocketbook, will be made in the light of day for all those to see and discuss, not in a record 10-minute county commission meeting. I want to be a fresh set of eyes, a fresh voice. I promise to represent you and the 3rd District. You are where my loyalty lies. Period. I have no political ties or entanglements. And if you know me, you know, well, I will speak for you and I will speak my mind. This year, voters in the 3rd District have a choice. My opponent, that's it. All right. Who has become part of the county machine, or me, Tommy Anderson, Big Tom. Someone beholden to no one but to the will of the 3rd District. I would be honored to earn your vote, and I feel it's time for a change in Bradley County's 3rd District. Thank you.
Next, we've got Milan Blake.
Good afternoon, and thank you to the Chamber for hosting this forum and for giving each of us an opportunity to speak today. My name is Milan Blake, and I'm asking for your support. Let me start where it all matters. My wife and Amy and I have 2 sons who grew up here in Bradley County, played t-ball all the way up to high school, marching bands, you name it. They grew up here. This is their home. I want for others who have their kids and their grandkids, we're empty nesters now, for their kids to be able to have the good quality education that Ace and Eli had, and to go to where the Lord would have them go. That's very important to me. When we talk about some of the things here, I'm I guess the only one up here that's currently serving on the commission, I believe, if I look around. And I will tell you this, we have done as much as we can with the physical restraints that we have on the budget. I can tell you, 60%, 64% actually, of that budget, we're getting ready to start the budget process right now. In fact, we already have. All of our meetings are streamed now. They have for the last 3, and I know they are because I get phone calls. I saw you on there and this, that, and the other. 64% of that budget that we're going to pass here in the end of June is already predetermined by statute. Our friends up in Nashville, I saw Senator Lowe here for a second. He'll tell you they have a lot to say with what we do here at the local level. We have what we call maintenance of effort. And that basically means the school system, the road department, the sheriff's department, the election office, all have to be funded the same amount or more every single year. So there's room in there for other things in there. We have debt. Our debt was, since I started in 2014, it was started at 89. That's with the Pie Center, Lake Forest, all coming online. We're now below, I believe it's going to be about 42. And in this budget, we're going to go down another 9 million. So we have been fiscally responsible. The interest on that debt every year is going down as well. The more we don't have to pay in interest to a bondholder, we can now shift over to these funds, stuff like that. We have worked hard, and I've worked with the elected officials, Sheriff Lawson, directors of the EMS, the fire, the chief steward and so forth, every single year. They submit their budget request, they come to a budget hearing. We have one, and I invite every single person on April 15th. That is when we'll have the next budget hearing to watch what we do. I ask the hard questions. And in fact, you can ask some of the commissioners when they're out and about. Blake's the one who's going to be asking the tough questions. The budget is online, and I have said many times in the county commission, any person, and I'm looking at Ms. Gleason here for a second, any person who's ever wanted to sit down and go over that budget and how we spend the money, how we appropriate the money and spend the money, I'm more than willing to sit down and go over every single page. It's about a 600-page document. It has 8 funds, multiple accounts on there. So transparency is number one. Before I was on the county commission, you can ask some of the others, I used to go up to every single county commission. I would bombard them with questions. So I would be able to, one day, if I got on the county commission, be able to make a positive contribution. A little bit more about me. I'm a financial systems analyst. So I work in the private sector. I see how Fortune 500 companies do things, how they have to innovate because they have to compete on a day-to-day basis. I wanted to take those efficiencies that I see out there and bring them to our county government. And I've been able to do that. We've reduced some of the overhead here. You see us now up there with laptops. We used to have a stack of paper, I kid you not, every single meeting about that was about 400 pages. They would print for 14 of us, actually 15 because the mayor gets a copy too. That was about $220 a meeting just for paper. Now you see us looking at a PDF on there. Now some of my older commissioners still like paper. Before I end though, I do want to say this. Whether you choose to vote absentee, whether you choose to vote on early voting, April 15th through the end of the, or on election day, if you're a traditionalist, please participate. We're talking about your taxes. I can tell you, it's account 55100. We spent about $47,000 on the processing this election that's coming up on May 5th, the election office. Please don't stand this out. All right. Thank you so much. My name is Milan Blake, and I would appreciate your support.
We're moving over to District 4A, and hello to CJ Davis.
Thank you. So I'm CJ Davis. I live in the 4th District, of course. I grew up there my whole life. I got my family farm there. I got 4 kids in the school systems. They've all went through the 4th District, Oak Grove Elementary School. So this community is special to me and important to me. I've spent almost 25 years working for local government. I started out as a volunteer in the rescue squad here as a kid. Grew up through that, volunteering before we had paid firefighters. And when we had when the paid fire department became available, I transitioned into that role, worked my way through the ranks to lieutenant here with Bradley County Fire Department. And on my off days, I worked part-time on the ambulance service to make ends meet because the fire department salary wasn't good enough. So I had to, work those 24-hour shifts, then go to work on the ambulance on my days off to make it. Since then, the last 6 years, I'm currently the Special Operations Chief in Hamilton County. I'm part of the story. I'm part of the ones that leave. I still am active with Bradley County. I still help them out. I still train their people. I still give them resources. I'm still a part of the system here. But it's a broke system, and I feel like currently now I'm more of an administrative role. I deal with budgets for the county government, resolutions, deal with personnel. So I've worked at every level of county government, from the bottom to the top now. I've had a very good career, and I'm proud of that. And so I think that my experience through local government, working a lifelong time there, that I can bring to the commission. I got 4 wonderful kids in the school system here. I want to support our schools. My family lives here. That's important to me. I don't have any agenda. I want a strong foundation. I believe in foundations, right? Like if a house is going to stand up, it's got to have a strong foundation. We got to start with our employees. And I don't think it's just the public service people. We got road department workers. We got secretaries, court people. All the counties and all the other areas are paying more for every position. So I think we got to support that foundation somehow. Whether, tearing these budgets apart, making sure there's no waste, things like that. I've got some good experience in that the last couple of years of learning how county governments work and budgets and things like that. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this opportunity. And I'm not really, I'm pretty blunt. I don't really beat around the bush about things. If you want to talk to me, I'm gonna shoot you straight. I want transparency, like has been said. I want to educate. I think in this role, like where I see some failure is decisions are made all the time, but we're not always educated on those decisions. My job is to take care of the citizens and make those tough decisions, but we should make those decisions together. So whenever I hear privy information or things that we're making decisions on, I should bring that information out and talk to as many folks as possible, and then come up with some ideas as a community before we make those decisions and make those votes. So I really believe in transparency and want to be vocal about those things. Again, I'm not really one to go out and hang out at the Republican dinners and do all that. I'm more of a out in the field kind of guy. I want to get my boots dirty kind of guy. So I'm going to be more out in the community, focused on that, focused on what's better for all of us as a whole. As to going to events and things like that. This is the first one I've been to this year. This whole campaign thing that's new to me. I'm always been like a ground level worker, that's me. I want to take care of our first responders, take care of all of our employees, and really take care of our budget and do it the right way, and then be a voice for you all and work as a community together to make decisions. It's not my decision, it's our decision. So I appreciate y'all's support. I'll earn your trust. I'm not asking for your vote. If you like me, come talk to me. Let me earn your vote. And just like my career, I'll work hard every day for you guys, and look forward to the opportunity.
Next we've got Josh Taylor. Welcome, Josh.
Good afternoon. Is this my special microphone? It's supposed to maybe look better on camera. So. I mean, somebody else asked. I thought I could. No, I'd like to say that I appreciate the opportunity to get to stand here with you today. Thank you for the chamber for putting this together. I know there's a lot of work and effort that goes into it, so thank you guys very much. I know many of you here in the room, but for those of you that don't know me, my name is Josh Taylor, and I'm running for County Commission for District 4, Seat A. I'm a husband. My wife Amanda is here with me today. I've got 3 children, Ben, Eli, and Anna Grace. Small business owner in the 4th District. Everything that I do really is inside of the 4th District right now. It's just always been home, and I look for it to continue to be my home. That being said, I pastor a church inside the 4th District. Our business lies inside of the 4th District. I've raised my family there, and it's just home. It's important. The citizens of Bradley County are important to me. I currently serve on the Bradley County School Board representing the district, and I've certainly enjoyed that time and really looking forward for the opportunity to be more involved locally. One of the questions I get a lot is, why that I'm running, and everybody's looking for the why. But I run because I care about this community and where we're headed. I know that growth is happening, and to be honest, it's happening pretty fast, but I feel like that we need to be intentional on how that we handle that growth. I know that this position is not ceremonial. I know that there's work involved in it. And, a lot of times people on the outside looking in, they see 1 meeting a week, and it's like, well, it's not that bad. But I know that there's a lot of other effort that has to go in. And as a candidate, I want you to know and understand that I realize the extra work that is involved, and I look forward to that. I'm ready to roll my sleeves up. I'm ready to get to work because there are challenges that lie ahead of us, and I want to be part of the solution to those challenges. Some of my experience as I've served on the school board, I've learned, what it's like to work through a very large budget. Our last year's budget ran $118 million. And, to be able to decipher what needs to be done and what doesn't need to be. And, just like in my business or just like in my household, we have to operate inside of a budget. And learning how to do those things on this level has just been really different, but I've enjoyed that opportunity to learn that, and I hope to be able to bring that experience to the commission with me. Looking at real issues that affect families every day. And I say this often, but I mean it in all sincerity. Your local elected officials affect your day-to-day life more than anything else, and who you vote for matters. And so, today I'm asking you for that vote, but I'm asking you for your confidence in me. Some of the things that I hear as I'm walking around, everybody does the door knocking, and I've really enjoyed getting to do some of that and to meet people in the community. And some of the things I hear is people are concerned about how fast things are growing and whether we're keeping up. And, you don't have to go very far, but to see, that there's traffic, roads, infrastructure. Those are the things that people care about. And, one of the things that I will say is that people do want safe communities. They want to make sure that leadership is transparent and that leadership is accountable. And I feel like I have a good track record of showing in other leadership positions that I believe in that as well. I want to be an approachable candidate. I've always posted my number. Anybody that's ever needed to get in touch with me has been able to. That's a priority to me, because what good is an elected official if you can't reach them or reach out to them? If you've got a concern, I want you to bring it to me. So that we can try to work out a solution to whatever that is. People ask what my priorities are. One of the priorities is smart growth that doesn't outpace, thank you for that, growth that doesn't outpace our infrastructure, supporting education and families, backing law enforcement, fire, and EMS, being responsible with taxpayer dollars and making sure we're planning ahead instead of reacting. I think it's much better to be proactive instead of reactive. Something that sets me apart, and I am closing, I promise, is I show up, I listen, and I follow through. I'm accessible, I take responsibility seriously, and I bring real-world experience, and I try to lead in a way that is consistent and grounded. This election is about the future of our county, and I'm ready to go to work on day one. I would appreciate your support and your vote on May 5th.
So now we're moving to seat 4B, and in this race we have 4 candidates. So we're gonna hear from all four, starting with Debra Gleason.
Hi, I'm Debra Gleason, and I'm thankful that we have this opportunity to express how we feel about our community. About me a little bit. On September 2012, I returned to this area. My mom and dad lived here, and about a year before we could get down here, my dad passed away, and my mom was alone, and I needed to get near to her. So I retired. I had to wait and retire, and I retired and came down with my husband, Ted, and bought a home. And then we took my mom in. She was with us about 6 years, and then she passed away. Coming back to this area was really exciting for me to return home. I had lived half my life in Blue Ridge, Georgia. So this area was home to me. I loved it. And it was like coming back home. So it was really important for me. My involvement. I began attending county commissioner meetings about 5 years ago. And one of the first things was involving infringement on our God-given rights during the COVID period. And as you recall, there were small businesses that went out of business. There were people who lost their jobs, lost their home, lost their livelihood. It was devastating. I also spoke with local officials about our county growing budget and how it was being spent. Voter integrity. I spoke with the election commission because at that time as well, there was a lot of problems across our nation with voter integrity. And I wanted to see, okay, where are we standing with that? And how are we handling that? In the process of all this, I realized that we needed more sound, principled individuals that got involved in our community, in our government. And I spoke to a lot of these people. I thought, hey, they'd make great leaders, you know. They have a passion for here. But they just didn't have enough to be interested in getting in that arena. So I looked at it and I thought, well, you know, that's not their responsibility. That's my responsibility as a citizen. It's my responsibility to get involved with the community. And that's what brought me to this point. I spoke with, after speaking to the people about that, it became my passion and my concern for the people of the community. And so I picked up the gauntlet. Speaking to the people in the community, I've been doing that. And as has been said here already, a lot of the concerns are the bulldozing away of the acres of trees and building substandard housing, creating underfunded infrastructure, that along with the rising cost in our area of water. We need to get back to a community-based outlook for our county by ensuring that our zoning structure is protecting our neighborhoods. What do I stand for? No increase in taxes, no wheel tax, and fiscally responsible and transparent government. I will not betray District 4 by voting for a tax increase as the commissioner, our current commissioner, has. That I can promise you. My concern will always be the best interest of the people, not the government. People are now struggling with the inflation cost of gas, groceries, goods, higher auto and home insurance, higher property taxes, and now they want to raise our taxes again. This is unconscionable. Those who know me know that I'm a principled person and I'm bold about my faith and belief in God. This guides my decision and action in my life. Being a fighter at heart and having a passion to preserve Bradley County as a wholesome family-based community, there is a need to end the old politics that increasingly controls our decisions. When I vote, you will be the first, put first in everything. I will demonstrate in every action, every vote, The seat that I will hold is the people's seat to represent them, not my interest or the government's interest. I respectfully ask for your vote on May 5th, and you can contact me through my website, which is debgleason.com, and I'd be welcome anybody to call me or talk to me. Thank you.
Next, we welcome Rich Kienlen.
Good afternoon. I'm Rich Kienlen. I'm running for County Commissioner for the 4th District, Seat B. I'm married to my best friend, who's also my biggest cheerleader and my most critic. She stays on me quite often. I have 5 kids, 2 boys that are in law enforcement. So law enforcement is dear to my heart. I have one that's working for the city police department and one that just got hired on with alcohol, tobacco, and firearms and is going federally. I have 3 daughters, 2 that are in the medical field. One is a physician assistant, the other one studying nursing, and then I have a 17-year-old daughter. So my kids range from 17 to 39. Just for that, I should get a gold medal. Also have 4 grandkids, 3 boys and 1 daughter that are dear to my heart. I love being a papa. I love being a father. I attend Mount Olive Ministries. That's very dear to my heart. My faith and the Word of God kind of lead and guide my every decision. What I do, that's who I am, but what I do is I'm a probation officer. I've been a probation officer for 39 years. I've been in public service for 39 years. The last 24 years, I've been the county director of probation. And when you talk about fiscally responsible, I have put money back into the general fund for 24 years. Let that just sink in. Every year I put money back into the general fund. I don't cost the taxpayers anything. That's my officers, my paper, my computers, rent. It doesn't cost the county anything. And when you talk about investing in our employees, I've got people with 4-year degrees making less than $40,000. So I know what the difficulty is about law enforcement, EMS, first responders. I understand that, but I think we need to look at all county employees when we're talking about raises. One of my suggestions would be, let's look at how we spend money first before we talk about raising taxes. I think one of the first things we can look at is how many vacancies do we have in each department? How long have they been vacant? Why are they still vacant, and do we need to keep those vacant positions? I think that's a good way we could start at looking. I've been innovative in that when I started the probation program, we didn't have one in Bradley County. So I started it from the ground up with policies and procedures. We've been innovative in bringing in money with GPS, with drug testing. We also teach the DUI class. We teach a victim impact panel. So we have a lot of different programs that we offer within the probation program. I work with a lot of different departments and within the local government. So I know a lot of people. I work with the sheriff's office. I work with the jails. I work with the detectives. Jeremy and I go round and round in court. He represents people that I have violated, so we have to negotiate. And it's something that I take the responsibility is very heavy when we're dealing with problems each and every day on, does this person do 30 days in jail, 60 days in jail, 90 days in jail? I have to keep in mind that any misdemeanor probation person that goes to jail, the county pays for. So it's not my job to fill up the county jail with misdemeanor probation. It's $75 a day. It's about $1.50 a day to put them on probation. So guess what? They come to probation most of the time. But we have to negotiate that. I need a hammer over their head sometimes when they're not doing what they're supposed to do. But I have that responsibility. I'm not only an administrator, but I'm also a caseload carrier. I carry a caseload myself, so I don't ask my officers to do anything that I don't do myself. We're innovative, and in the last 3 years, we got a new computer program. We get cases from all over the country. With us being on I-75, people come into probation. They may be from California, they may be from New York. So we've got a new computer program that they can do it by mail. We started taking credit cards 3 years ago. You can pay online. That's been a game changer. We've got a computer program that can send a text. If you got an appointment for tomorrow, they get a text the day before, hey, you got an appointment with Bradley County Probation. So I'm innovative in ways. I'm willing to step in on day one. I think my learning curve will be small. I've worked in county government, like I said, for 39 years, or state government for 16 years, and county government for 24 years. So I've got 39 years of public service. So again, I'm asking for your vote and for your support. And I would just ask the taxpayers of the 4th District, there's 4 of us running in our race. You ask yourself, who's the most qualified? Who's ready to step in? Who can you trust? Who's done stuff for Bradley County already and continues to do stuff for Bradley County? Thank you.
Next, we got Melanie Lawson. Welcome, Melanie.
Hey, I'm Melanie Lawson. Thank you to the Chamber for allowing us to get up here and speak and tell a little bit about ourselves. I'm a mom, a nana, a full-time employee. I'm not a career politician by no means. I have been working behind the scenes on several different issues, and I just want to listen and learn and lead with integrity and just get to know everybody. I think that everybody, I don't think you could go wrong with any of these guys up here. But I would ask for your vote, and I just look forward to working hard for the community, the whole community. I know especially District 4, Seat B, but the whole county for the betterment of our community. And I just ask for your vote. Thank you.
Okay, David Ricketts, bring us home. Last one.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm David Ricketts, as you know, running for Seat B, 4th District. Kind of the black sheep here, I guess. I've never been in politics. Most of my life, I've either drove a truck or something to do with a truck, or done mechanic work. I own my own shop as a mechanic now at my house. So that's why I have time now to run for the 4th District. First and foremost, I'm a Christian. I attend Lebanon Baptist Church. That's very important to me that, I lean towards God for all my decisions I make. I'm also a United States Marine Corps veteran, so I do have some leadership skills. Never had the opportunity to use it a whole lot, but I do have them. I haven't lived here in Bradley County all my life, like most of you have. I moved here in 2006 from southern Middle Tennessee, where I was a volunteer firefighter, so I know how first respondering can be. Try being a volunteer. Try and get funding for a volunteer fire department. It's extremely hard, I understand. I have a brother who is in law enforcement in Middle Tennessee, so I hear his stories too about how the pay is and stuff. And like you say, he sees a lot of his guys. He's been there 13, 14 years. He's seen a lot of his guys move over to other counties, and he's also looked to go to other counties himself, but didn't get hired, so he stayed where he's at. My big thing is keep the balance on the budget. Regulate the growth. I mean, I feel we're growing way too fast, and infrastructure is getting overrun. The infrastructure needs a lot of help, in my opinion. I'm not going to say I'm better than anybody else that's trying to run. I've never been a politician, but here I am. I'm going to give it my best shot and do the best I can. I look forward to trying to serve you if you vote for me. I appreciate it, and have a nice day.
Let's give everybody one more round of applause. I will point out that I saved a lot of time, because when Heartline does this, he walks up here and says everybody's name right here. But I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to do that today. But just as a reminder, the second forum will be held a week from today, same time, same place. So we'll welcome, you guys can come and sit in the peanut gallery and watch how these other guys perform maybe. But this is, Milan, I liked what you said about how important just the process is. And I think it's a shame when you look at what the voter turnout is, and not only just in Bradley County, but across the country. But that's why we're doing this, and that's why we hope that we can, get some more people out there to the polls. So thank you all for participating today, and we look forward to seeing y'all next week. Thank you.
Everybody.